XXXVII. The fatal struggle. Beowulf's last moments. Wiglaf defends Beowulf. Then I heard that at need of the king of the people the upstanding earlman exhibited prowess, vigor, and courage, as suited his nature. He his head did not guard, but the high-minded liegeman's 5 hand was consumed, when he succored his kinsman, so he struck the strife-bringing strange comer lower, Earl Thane in armor, that in went the weapon gleaming and plated, that gan then the fire. Beowulf draws his knife. Later to lesson. The liegelord himself then 10 retained his consciousness, brandished his war-knife, battle-sharp, bitter, that he bare on his armor. And cuts the dragon. The Wedderlord cut the worm in the middle. They had felled the enemy, life drove out then puissant prowess. The pair had destroyed him, 15 land chiefs related. So a liegeman should prove him, a thaneman when needed. To the prince, 'twas the last of his era of conquest, by his own great achievements. Beowulf's wound swells and burns. The latest of world deeds. The wound then began, which the earth-dwelling dragon erstwhile had wrought him 20 to burn and to swell. He soon then discovered that bitterest bale woe in his bosom was raging, poison within. The atheling advanced then. He sits down exhausted. That along by the wall, he prudent of spirit might sit on a settle. He saw the giant work, 25 how arches of stone, strengthened with pillars, the earth hall eternal inward supported. Then the longworthy liegeman laved with his hand the. Wiglaf bathes his lord's head. Far famous chieftain, gory from sword edge, refreshing the face of his friend lord and ruler, 30 sated with battle, unbinding his helmet. Beowulf answered, of his injury spake he, his wound that was fatal. He was fully aware he had lived his allotted life days, enjoying the pleasures of earth. Then past was entirely 35 his measure of days, death very near. Beowulf regrets that he has no son. My son I would give now my battle equipments, had any of heirs been after me granted, along of my body. This people I governed 50 of winters. No king, 'mong my neighbors 40 dared to encounter me with comrades in battle, try me with terror. The time to me ordered I bided at home, mine own kept fitly, sought me no snares, swore me not many. I can rejoice in a well-spent life. Oaths in injustice. Joy over all this 45 I'm able to have, though ill with my death wounds. Hence the ruler of earthmen need not charge me with the killing of kinsmen, when cometh my life out forth from my body. Fare thou with haste now. Bring me the hoard, Wiglaf, that my dying eyes may be refreshed by a sight of it. To behold the hoard, 'neath the hoar-grayish stone, 50 well-loved Wiglaf, now the worm is a-lying, sore-wounded sleepeth, diseased of his treasure. Go thou in haste that treasures of old gold wealth may gaze on, together see lying the ether-bright jewels, be easier able, 55 having the heap of hoard gems, to yield my life and the landfolk whom long I have governed. B. Renders he W. Did not regard the dragon's head, since Beowulf had struck it without effect, but struck the dragon a little lower down. One crux is to find out whose head is meant, another is to bring out the antithesis between head and hand. Theat for 2702, s. Amends to tha-theat for equals when the fire began to grow less intense afterward. This emendation relieves the passage of a plethora of conjunctive theat s. For Gefilden, 2707, s. Proposes Gefilda. The passage would read, he felled the foe, life drove out strength, and they then both had destroyed him, chieftains related. This gives Beowulf the credit of having felled the dragon, then they combined to annihilate him. For Ellen, 2707, KL. Suggests EALLNE. The reading life drove out strength is very unsatisfactory and very peculiar. I would suggest as follows. Adopt S emendation, remove H parenthesis, read Fur Ellen Reek, and translate. He felled the foe, drove out his life strength, that is, made him hoarse to combat, and then they both, etc.